Excellent. Thanks so much for being with me thus far. This is the last section, and I really like to appreciate and grateful for being with me and being in my own journey of exploration of learning and development and the kind of different models which have emerged recently as such. So my curiosity peaked a lot when I had a look at. It started off in March when there was an interaction with one of the global leaders in the learning and development space. And when I read her book, I can't name her, but when I read her book, that literally ensured that I went into a kind of a depth and I understood that, okay, I think I need to update myself. And it's not enough for me to say that I've got 20 years of experience in learning and development, but it's very important to know what's happening around in the learning space. So that's when the exploration actually started off. And then I bought a couple of other books. And as learning consultants, that's where we began. So just imagine the day you got your first promotion or your first role into learning and development. What did we do then? For what I remember, went through the Kirkpatrick book end to end, trying to understand how to evaluate. I went through various instructional development kind of books, literature on the web, went through YouTube videos of Kirkpatrick and others as such to really understand. Spoke to a lot of seniors within my team to understand what's the scope of my role, what are my deliverables, what's the kind of impact I need to make. And I was very curious at that point of time. And if I may question why, it's because it was important for me to excel in that particular role, right? It was very important for me. And because of that, maybe because of that particular push, I was very curious, and hence I learned on my own, and I was excited to learn on my own. The same excitement is what I felt in March when I read the first book. That went on me buying a couple of other books, which I anyway recommended, and you know what books I'm talking about. But I think that's been my journey in terms of learning and development. Sometimes you tend to get stuck in a rut. You know what to do. You know your deliverable. You know your rating, right? You know you're going to get a great rating for this year. So what is the point of learning? Just do what needs to be done. Keep your boss happy. Keep your stakeholders happy. Take care of your lines of businesses. Ensure to get whatever um, deliverables in terms of we used to have in my days learning days per line of business. Ensure you have 5 or 6 learning days per line of business, so your job is done. uh, so why learn? That is where we are different to other professionals. I think learning and development is a field which is constantly expanding. There are a lot of work happening around in terms of research. So that's where the origin in terms of this particular course was. When I started to learn myself, I felt that kick, I felt that excitement, and that's one reason as to why I started this particular course. And I really hope when you've gone through the entire course, uh, right from micro learning, and I was very excited to see the kind of apps, like 7 tabs, very excited to see the other apps as well. And then when I looked at avatar based learning, I thought, wow, where exactly learning and development is going. It was wonderful to really see the kind of corporates and startups who are getting into this particular space. And metaverse, if you look at it, the kind of learning models which are coming, it's huge. So it's better for learning and development professionals, for us, to know what exactly it is, so that down the lane, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now, we are prepared, at least mentally prepared, in terms of awareness and education, what exactly it is. And when it hits us at our corporates, we are actually ready. Then scratching our head at that point of time, starting with what is metaverse, the spelling of metaverse. No, we should not be there. That's one reason as to why this course is made. Then we looked at learning experience platforms. Lot of corporates, can't say rich corporates, but companies with uh, good money are going the LXP way. They're actually having LXP, so that it's making it very easy. If you look at it, our own employees, uh, they go through YouTube videos, they read articles, there are TEDx talks, right? There are n number of platforms that our organization gives them access to. If you just have internet access, you can actually go ahead and then learn on their own. So they are learning on their own. But are we capturing those learning minutes. Learning minutes not for the administration's sake, but at least for an awareness sake that learning is happening, right? So the responsibility of the learning team is to ensure that to capture whatever learning which is happening across, whether it is initiated by L&D or not, we are the ambassadors of learning. So being ambassadors of learning, we should know who is actually going and learning from which particular source. So LXP as a tool is fantastic. I think I would recommend it depending on the budget of your company. And we have seen 10 of them, so you can choose any one of them. That would actually help you drive learning a lot, because then it is not just a responsibility of L&D. You actually create a learning ecosystem. You tell them, okay, these are the n number of resources available for you. Go ahead and learn on your own, right? And then you have, from a MI standpoint, from a data analytics standpoint, you have those numbers, you have those minutes actually spent, you have those platforms which they have actually spent. So you know where exactly they're learning as such. So right from external learning apps like YouTube and TEDx and others, to internal LMSs where they have to go through mandatory learning like compliance, etc. And when they go through instructor-led training or leadership interventions or soft skill interventions or behavioral interventions, everything is on the LXP. How wonderful is that? So we had a look at Forrester's report. We had a look at 10 LXPs as such. We now know what they are. Then we moved on. We moved on to learning sciences. We had a look at a book, and what exactly is learning sciences, the kind of research which is going on, and how important it is for us to understand the cognitive psychological aspects of our learners. That's very, very important. And then we had a look at evidence-informed learning experience design, a wonderful scientific research-based approach. We had a look at that. And then we had a look at curiosity. I was thinking before the recording this, I was thinking, why not have curiosity as the first session? But I felt maybe it's very good to sign off, in terms of the right way, sign off the right way. So we had to look at 10 strategies for curiosity, starting from being serious about curiosity, approaching curiosity as a project, strengthening our own awareness, making our curiosity transparent, starting small in terms of, getting there by starting small, developing ourselves and others, building new knowledge constantly, which is very, very important as a learning professional. Question your teaspoons is a wonderful concept where, the small things which we tend to take it for granted, we should not be taking for granted. So the curious mind should always try to question, why is this happening, right? So I think that is where we should be. Strengthening our relationship with others is very important, not to remain in a cocoon. And that's something which we tend to do within L&D. We remain in a cocoon saying that these are the objectives, these are the lines of businesses, let's do this and then get this off. No, I think we have got a larger role to play, without question. And finally, embracing failure. That's very, very important. I think one aspect which I learned from my career, and I failed multiple times, and I'm not afraid to accept the fact that I failed multiple times, because if you look at it, I've succeeded, I think, 5 times more than I failed. But failures give you valuable lessons for life. That's what I've learned. Practically, I've learned. When I failed, the feeling is not so good, right? It's pretty depressing. Why should we be failing? And we normally tend to blame someone else for our failure. But when you tend to sit and understand as to why exactly the event happened, and tend to analyze it and go towards the root cause, I think that's where you find your own learning. And my learnings were fantastic after my failures than my successes. So I think embracing failure is a very, very good strategy in being curious. So to sum it up, I think as learning professionals, let's start where we began our career into learning and development. Curiosity is where we began. Curiosity is where we need to continue. I think with that, I would like to close this particular session. I think it was wonderful having you all part of my learning journey. It was an exploratory journey. And as I said, it's a dynamic course. I will keep updating the course with resources as and when I see articles. A lot of articles I've shared on LinkedIn and other platforms, YouTube videos. I will continue to do that. And my final request is feel free to share feedback. So whether you want to share feedback by giving a rating and a comment over there, most welcome. Or if you want to ping me separately, and you do have on the Udemy portal itself, you do have my LinkedIn profile link, you have my YouTube profile link, you have my Facebook profile link. Go ahead, connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me know what you felt, and more importantly, my other request is let me know new areas within learning and development which I have not yet explored. Right. So within my mind space, I thought these are the ones which are the latest happenings, but I'm pretty sure once you go through the course and with your own rich experience, feel free to connect with me and let me know what all can be covered maybe in the next course. And I would seek your encouragement and motivation, because that's very important for me, uh, to be able to decide whether to do a next course or not. So I sign off. Very very happy that I was able to do the course, and I'm seeing comments from a couple of people who have gone through the course, and they're quite encouraging, and thank one and all for that. As learning professionals, we need that kind of a push and encouragement, and I thank you guys a lot for staying with me so long. So with that said, I would like to sign off, and we'll meet again. So connect with me, as I said, we're on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and go through my videos on YouTube, and be in touch. So that's about from my end. Signing off, Ravi Jagarlapudi here. Bye bye.